Hey everybody, welcome to Bestie Book Reviews. I'm here with my bestie Mandy.
And I'm here with Mr. Goose and my bestie Jessica. Mr. Goose has been growing a lot.
He's in his toddler era, so I hear a lot about the trouble he's getting into.
Yes.
Yeah. He's gotten big.
He's getting big and he likes to chew.
Yes. Yeah. Wasn't it yesterday you said he was running around with Jay's glasses?
I didn't say that. Know about that.
Yeah. Mr. Goose. Okay, so this video is another one of our convincing my bestie to read videos. So this time I'm convincing Mandy.
Don't let her do it, Mr. Goose.
We're doing dystopian romance this time.
Okay.
You can get on board with that, I think.
I think I can handle that. Yeah. I was very nervous.
I know. Just so that I didn't look up the actual definition, but there's a difference between dystopian and post-apocalyptic. So real quick, we're just going to go over that. Post-apocalyptic is where something has happened, like the apocalypse, like there is something that has caused this catastrophe on Earth. But before the apocalypse, the world was like ours. And it was our world. Dystopian is where the world is just a little bit different than ours. It probably looks quite a bit the same, but there's something that's just a little different. So think like Divergent and the Hunger Games, where things are just a little different. So, that's pretty much how my brain thinks it. I didn't look at the actual definitions. Work for you. What is he whining?
Yes, I think you're scaring him.
He's very scared. So, before we get started with everything, though, there's a few things we have to go over. Right?
Like how cute is Mr. Goose?
Oh, that, yes.
Gross. I think, yeah, that was gross.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
So you're going to want to hit that subscribe button because we're doing giveaways. And when we hit 3,000, we have Mr. Goose point, Mr. Goose. No?
Yeah,
okay. Yeah. I think he's ready for us now. We have the coveted cover books that we'll be giving away, which you can only get by being our winner for 3,000. So you're definitely going to want to hit that subscribe button. And yeah. Hit that subscribe button. Like and comment. We love hearing from you guys.
We do. Okay. So I have 6 recs for you. How are you going to write them?
Well, I guess Mr. Goose is going to have to say bye. Say bye, Mr. Goose.
Bye, Mr. Goosey. We'll see you later, buddy.
Bye.
Okay.
Here, do you want your snowman? Yeah, okay. Take your snowman.
Eat your snowman. Okay. Ready?
No. Yes, actually, yes. Because for some reason, I was really thinking we were doing aliens.
I need to read more Alien. I know it's one thing that our viewers have asked for, our subscribers have asked for, but I haven't come across any Alien ones lately, other than like 1 or 2 where I was like, oh, that was amazing. So I need more time. I'm just not finding a lot that I'm loving recently. So
yeah, I really felt like it's been a long time since we've done Aliens. Yeah. So that's probably what's coming.
It is on the list. Like I said, I just don't have enough right now. So, okay. So Dystopian. So the first one we have is The Woman by Rin Sher.
Oh.
So this one, I really enjoyed all of these, but I like this one. It was just different. So this is about Avery and Phoenix. So in this world, women are kind of brainless. Like we're like robots. It's like Stepford Wives on crack. Like we're just brainless. And it's almost like we just don't have the connectors in the brain to make us do anything but want to please these guys. So the women in this world, when you get to be a certain age, like I think it was like 5, you're sent to these compounds. And that is where they train you how to cook and clean and do all the Stepford Wivey thingies that you would do, as well as please a man. Then the men in this world rarely ever see a woman unless it's somebody's partner. And at the age of 30, they go to one of these handful of compounds and they can choose a woman from like rows and rows of these blank stares from these women. Now, if you're a woman that has like thoughts of your own, what are you doing? If you're a woman who has thoughts and feelings and like something going on behind the eyeballs here, you're considered like an unwoman, almost like there's a name, a wound. It's WOUN, but it's a woman of unnatural nature. And you are like taken and basically given a lobotomy at this point, a lobotomy. It's like a thing. The government will come and take you. But our hero in this book, he actually gets to go pick out Phoenix. He gets to go pick out a woman before the age of 30 because of his rank in his father's company or his grandfather's company. And that is where he picks Avery out of this lineup. And he can tell from the get-go, there is something different about Avery. And he doesn't want just some brainless, mindless woman. And Avery has been doing a very good job of hiding the fact that she has thoughts, that she has desires, she has things that she wants because she is a wound. So this is their story. So friggin' good. There is not audio for this one though, just for those who are looking for that. Okay. So the next book that I have is one that I loved from last year. Again, this one does not have audio as well. I'm sorry, it's just too new. But that is The Darkness We Hide by Bryn Ford. So this is about Gemma. Gemma was assaulted by 4 guys off page before the book starts. We just know that it did happen. And in this world, if you are a criminal that harms, so if you are a what do they call that? Like an abuse, like someone who could harm someone. It's not just petty theft. It's you've hurt someone. Then you have to go to, basically we walled off the Mojave Desert and in parts of Vegas, and you go to that area. This is lawless land, and you are basically just sent out there with a little backpack and your orange jumpsuit and told to go have fun. And you're no longer a citizen of the United States. So at the beginning of this book, she is getting revenge on these 4 guys. She live streams herself unaliving the first 3, knowing that it will get her thrown into lawless land where the 4th guy is at. And so on the day that this happens, like there's all this angst and build up to when they're going to let her out into these tunnels with these other people and she has to fight for her life. And it's like a whole Hunger Games kind of thing. She gets out there, she sees the guy that she wants to take care, like this, she wants to, and as that happens, this guy shows up on a motorcycle clad in black and abducts her and takes him with her. And this ends on a cliffhanger because book 2 is not out yet. It will be out sometime this spring. I am anxiously awaiting it, but it is so good and it just sets everything up. And I loved it so much. It was one of my top reads last year. So there's that one. Next. Wait, is that the only 2 on this book? I have like 3 books. Oh no, here's another one. Okay. This is another one that I really loved last year. Audio just came out the first part of March for this book, but this is Born for Silk by Nikki Harris. I'm really excited because book 2 is coming out in a couple of months as well. This is about Aster in Rome. So in this society, the world is kind of falling apart. It's very dusty and gross, and like you just, you don't want to breathe the air. It's not a good place to be. And there are the people who rule, and that is where Rome comes in. He is the king of this land. He's like, 7 foot tall. He's bigger, broader. The men are just built different in this world. And then you have people like Aster who are, they get their designation, their purpose, they call it, from like what their parents did. So if your parent was a cobbler, you're going to be a cobbler, that kind of thing. So her mom was a silk girl, and she is now a silk girl. So the whole purpose of the silk girls is to basically be a walking womb for the elite. And so she is chosen to go to the palace with a handful of other girls, and she's not supposed to know who's going to impregnate her, because the thought is that these girls wear blindfolds. And when the guys, like the king comes in, it's him and like a couple of his buddies that come in, like a couple of these elite guys, because they don't want anybody but the king to know which child is his. So they try to impregnate these girls all at the same time. They're all given a drug to induce that. And so that way nobody
That's really messed up.
Well, that way nobody can kill take out the heir. So the only person who knows who the heir is him and I think one advisor or something. And so that is the situation we find themselves in. But Esther has a meet cute with the prince, and then he rescues her from another situation. So they already have this bond, and they don't necessarily do things the way they're supposed to do things. Let's put it that way. I loved it. It took me a hot minute to get into it because there was a lot of world building in the beginning, but it was so good. I'm just dying for the next one. Okay. So we have those. Then I have, okay, if you thought that one was weird, this one's probably going to be a little weirder for you. I'm just going to tell you right now, but it worked for me. This was like, when I first started reading, this is one of the first books I pulled up. And that is not on this page. Hold on a second. I wrote my notes for it. It's called Born to be Bound, and it is the start of a series. This is the whole bind up right here. It's by Addison Cain. It's called Shepherd, but that's because our hero is called Shepherd. And these 3 books, which are all on audio, they're very short, they're fast paced, are the story. So this is about Shepherd and Claire. So this is an Omegaverse set in a dystopian world. In this world, like, everything has gone to crap. The world is crap, and the alphas are pretty much crazy. Like, they've gone crazy. They've gone feral. The betas are still kind of running the show a little bit. And then the omegas are just kind of left out there. Like, they're just left out there to fend for themselves. They're living in squalor. They don't have any food. You
can't help yourself, can you?
I can't. No, they don't have any food. Like, they're starving to death. And so Claire is selected out of this group of omegas to go to Shepherd, who is rumored to have been, he's basically broken out of prison. We see all these tattoos on him, but it's not, they're not tattoos per se. They're almost like, it's something that happens because of the food and stuff that they're fed. And they live underground, like the light bothers them. But he's in charge of a lot of stuff. Shepherd's in charge of everything. And so she disguises herself and, has some scent blockers and goes to Shepherd. When she sees him, and actually gets close to him, because he's like this warlord, basically, she actually goes into heat because she's around too many alphas. And he loses his mind, kidnaps her, takes her with him. This one is very dark. This one's very crazy, but it is actually good. And it is one of the only books that Addison Cain has actually finished the dang series. And it makes me mad that she never finishes her series. But she finished this one. So I did love this one. You might not, I don't know. It's not really up your alley, but it was good. It's really good. So it was one of those weird things that I loved. Okay. So then the next one that I have for you. So Twisted Fate, I'm only asking you to read the first. You don't have to continue if you don't like it. There is audio for this one. There was audio for Shepherd, in case you missed that, but there's audio for this one. So Twisted Fate and Twisted Flame by Liz Hamilton. So this one. Okay. So this one is dystopian. This one is Fated Mates. So in this book, you have Emery, and she is what they call a settler, because in this world you have those who settle, and which they call settlers, or those who are searchers, because by touching the skin of somebody, you can find your mate. Now, it is like a 1 in a million chance. There's only, not your mate, but your like your fated mate. Those who are considered settlers mean that they have settled down and gotten married, and they no longer search, because it's like 1 in a million that you're going to find this person. And so they walk through town, like you walk on the street with short sleeve shirts on, and people are just touching you all the time. Like, nobody cares about germs and nobody cares about personal space in this book. It's really upsetting. So she is actually married to Sebastian. Sebastian had rescued her as a child when she was in a research facility being abused, and she was a teen-ish child, and he waited many years. They were just friends, and then all of it, like, as she got older, a relationship bloomed, and now they're married, and they are deeply, deeply in love, but they're not fated mates. And one day, she doesn't touch people. She doesn't look for her fated mate. One day, she gets ran into on the street, and a guy reaches down to help her up, and that is Tobias. And the minute they touch, they realize they're fated mates. And when you have that fated mate, you can't walk away from that person. You get really physically ill. Like, you have to be with them all the time. But she's already married and deeply in love. And so they go to this facility to try to see if they can reverse it. And this is their story. I promise you, this is not a love triangle. It is not a love triangle.
Nope.
It is not a love triangle.
No, for me. I am in my anti-love triangle era.
It is not a love triangle. It is an MFM. It says so on the book. It is not a love triangle. Okay. So there's that. Now, the last one that I have for you, because that should be 5, right?
Yes.
Okay. The last one I have for you is So it's called Folsom, and it's by Tamron Fisher and Willow Astor. You like Willow Astor, don't you?
Yes.
Yes. I knew that I heard the name somewhere. Okay. So this is by Tamron Fisher and Willow Astor. Okay. So this is book number 1 in their End Men series. They actually only have 2 books in the series, and they haven't written anything in a long time in the series. So I don't know if we're going to get more. But this is Folsom. So this is in this dystopian world, we've kind of like all the men have pretty much died. There's literally 12 men left in this world, and they are each divided and sent to different sections of the country, and they are referred to as the End Men. And their purpose is to go to all of these towns, and there's a lottery. One person is chosen during this lottery, and then all of the elite and the rich basically can buy an hour with the End Man that is in their district, and his purpose is to knock up as many women as possible. Everybody's having girls, though. Nobody's having boys. If they have boys, the government steps in. But that is where we meet Folsom. He is just knocking boots with people left and right. And then we have Gwen. Now, it has been her desire to always be a mom and have children. And her mom married there's a lot of same-sex relationships, obviously, because there's no men. And so her mom is in a relationship with like the mayor or something of the town, which buys her and her sister time with Folsom. And she figures out early on that there's something different between her and Folsom. And she has her time with him, but it's not the same as her sister's time with him. And then something happens where they spend a lot of time together, and things start to progress from there. It's really hard to explain this one, but I did really, really, really like this one. I cannot remember if there's audio for it, but I did enjoy it quite a bit. So, okay. There's your 6 dystopian romances. No, I made it very hard for you to choose, didn't I?
Oh.
This is more my thing than yours, but yeah.
Okay.
Okay. What are you gonna do?
I marked off a couple that I know are hard no's for me.
MFM, it is not a love triangle. Okay.
You keep telling yourself that.
I read the books. I know that.
Man. I don't know.
I don't want to tell you.
Okay. Well, people tell me what I should pick.
They can't do that. You can't hear them.
I know. Oh. Gosh. I was thinking I should pick an author that I haven't read anything by. And so if I do that and then I take out the book that I know I don't want to read, I have read Liz before, but there was the Omegaverse I don't really want to read, and you can try and get me to read that another time in another video. Because those are wildly popular on our channel.
They are. Mm-hmm.
So, go me.
So, go you. Okay.
I'm really tempted to do The Darkness We Hide because you've talked about it and it sounds very, very intriguing. And I know you really liked it, but you said the other one's not out yet and it ends on a cliffhanger?
It does. I mean, it's not like such a horrible cliffhanger that you can't survive it. It just ends in a place where we just don't know what happens next because book 2 isn't out yet.
But book 2 is coming this spring?
Yeah.
For sure? For
sure.
sure.
I think she said May. Yeah, she's already written most of it, I think, and she just had to split it up because it went way longer than what she expected. So she did not intend on it being a 2-booker.
I'll do The Darkness We Hide then.
Okay. It's really good. I think you'll like it. It's very intense and it's fun.
Because you talked a lot about Brynford and I haven't read anything by her.
I do love Brynford.
That is a good choice for me. I do like to try and read different authors, like when we do this. So it's like, you know,
Yeah.
different. It's a trope I don't always necessarily read, but then I get to try a different author too.
Yeah, exactly. So, okay. Well, we'll be back when you get done with that.
Yes.
Okay. All right, Mandy. So you're done. We did The Darkness We Hide by Bryn Ford.
Yes. So I like Dystopian. I really liked the post-apocalyptic one that I read. I did not care for The Darkness We Hide. I'm so sorry.
Well, dystopian and post-apocalyptic are two different things. So
I know.
you can like post-apocalyptic and not like dystopian, and that works. I feel like Bryn's worlds are very dark.
I really like the premise of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's also not complete, too. That could have changed your mind had it been complete and something turned around. Yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah.
You'll have to read the second book and let me know if
I will let you know. I will let you know.
If there's some character development. I kept trying to remind myself that these people are both very unhinged. They did, you know, really horrible things. Like, we don't know exactly what Oz did, but they did horrible things to end up in this situation.
Yeah.
And so I kept telling myself that, but I just didn't like how he treated her. And I know you were all for it, but I did not
I'm
care
all for it.
I didn't like it.
Loved it.
I felt it was I don't, it was very, I didn't like it. I'm so sorry.
Okay. You don't have to. That is the beauty in reading. So it's not going to be great. Like, everybody's not going to like it. I liked it.
Okay. Make sure to check back out Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays for new videos from us.
Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next video.